Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and if you haven't hit subscribe already, please do so because you will be updated with the latest videos and it also supports the channel. So today's video is about how to love your job. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is that any job that you do has a greater impact on humanity. So whether you work for money, whether it's a part-time job, whether your job is very menial and very boring and it can be something that's nothing to do with people, just remember that every job that you do, every job on this planet has something or the other to do with human beings. It has something or the other to do with humanity, to do with kindness and an impact on the greater world and the greater universe. So some people could be working for animals, so that can be really satisfying, but some people could be doing jobs which are like, working in an office on a desk where you're doing accounts. You could be working like doing jobs which have got nothing to do with people. So, and sometimes you could be doing jobs which are just for money. It is really part-time, but you really hate your job. So how are you going to allow yourself to love your job and find that satisfaction? And this is what this video is about. So every time you feel that you hate your job, you need to think about the people it's going to impact, because nothing brings you greater happiness than making other people happy. And I know a lot of people think I just work for money, but it isn't really true. You don't work just for money. You only work for money to a certain extent. And research suggests that people only work for money to a certain point. So for the first 6 months in your job, you could feel, okay, I'm getting really good money. I love this job. It's so easy. After those 6 months, you will start to realize that, this money is not enough. My job is boring. There's too many unrealistic expectations, this, that, and the other. And that's the point where things become a bit difficult and challenging at your workplace. It's after the first 6 months. And every time you feel that, you need to think about the people you're impacting and the greater good of that job, because you still probably need that job for money. But what you need to do is think about the greater good that your job does. And also you can start finding values that you share with your job. So for example, if you are someone who likes to work with people, even if you work in a supermarket and you stack shelves, you are helping people. You are helping humanity. You're helping making their lives easier in some way or the other. If you're helping an older person, saying to them, this is where these things are, I can bring them for you at the supermarket, you're doing a great thing. This is an amazing thing that you're doing, and you need to remember that and share those values with your job and find those values in your job. So a lot of the times people think that their jobs are probably just really, very to the point, very menial, very boring, very on the desk jobs. But sometimes you could have a chance to groom people who are junior to you. You could have a chance to connect with other people who are your colleagues and who are junior to you and show them a purpose in life and share some values with them. So you're not just impacting the people that you're working with directly, which is your clientele, but you're also working with your colleagues. And sometimes sharing those values with your colleagues can be a wonderful thing. And it's, as they say, it's not the job you do, it's who you do it with and who you do it for. So it's not the work you do, it's the people that you work with that really counts. So even though the purpose of your company could be very money-making purpose, it could be a very commercial thing, but you will always find the opportunity to connect with colleagues who share the same values as you, or finding little values in your everyday tasks. For example, if your value is mastery, you want to be an expert in something, become an expert in doing your daily tasks so well that you're enjoying mastering something. If your value is kindness, if that's a value you really share for yourself, then you could do little acts of kindness within your role. So every time someone needs something, you make sure that you're helping them first before moving on to your own work. And this could give you a lot of satisfaction as well. It may feel like self-sacrifice, but ultimately you're finding a purpose within the everyday job that you probably don't want to go to and you're just doing it for money. But finding that value in your job will give you that satisfaction. If you have a value such as, discipline, then make sure you're organizing yourself on a daily basis. You're doing your tasks on time. You're waking up early, making sure you're doing all those things. If your value is something else, make sure you find the meaning in your job with the value you share, and you can do this by connecting to other people. You can do this by setting yourself different targets. You can do this by making sure you're including those values in your daily activities. You could also do this by using your job to do some charity work. So if you think that your job is really boring and you're not finding any kind of purpose, you don't have any values that you share with your job, but you still need to keep it, then make sure you're doing some charity work within your job or related to your job, or using the money that you earn to do some charity work and voluntary work, because that could give you a lot of satisfaction and a motivation to keep going back to work and not feeling like, oh, my job is completely useless, I'm just doing it for money. Because the moment you do that, your life satisfaction decreases. So it's not just that your job satisfaction is reduced, but the overall satisfaction in life, the whole idea of purpose, the whole idea of the satisfaction that you gain at the end of the day, and when you sleep well, that kind of diminishes. And that's why you need to find these shared values with your job. The third thing is that using intentions in the moment. So a lot of people think that they go to the job to achieve a certain goal, and that's what their job is. But really and truly, you need to think about your intentions within that role. So for example, if your intention in that moment, if you're working at a supermarket, for example, in that moment, your intention is to help somebody, you make sure every time you stack the shelf, you're thinking about helping someone. And that can be very powerful as well, because that will make you love your job, because you're doing something so beautiful. You're doing it with so much compassion. And that is what is so important about, finding that purpose and in your work. So micro intentions are intentions, which are small intentions, and they only exist within that moment. So for example, in this moment, my intention is to give you this information so you can start loving your job. And I'm sharing this so that, one day somebody can watch this video and think, wow, yeah, I can actually do this. I can actually find meaning in my job. So that's my micro intention for this video. So you need to think about what is your micro intention in everything that you do in that moment, in the now. What is your intention? And if you just think about the now and your intention in the now, you will not really get bored of your job, because you will only be focused on the present moment, on your intention, and you're doing that job with that intention. You're doing that task with that intention and giving yourself a purpose, giving yourself some recognition within your job. And that is just so important for job satisfaction and overall life satisfaction as well. So I hope this video has helped you. If it has, please do leave your comments in the comment section below. If you have any questions at all, please do contact me. All my information is in the description box below. So take care of yourself and have a great week ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.